This is ABC 7 News at 5:30. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. A meeting that's set out to strengthen the relationship between law enforcement and the community in Sarasota left some feeling satisfied and others wanting more to be done. ABC 7's Kate Flexter has more on the results from last night's community conversation. Kate?
Scott, the meeting was organized by Sarasota's NAACP, whose president said we're well ahead of other communities, but still have work to do.
More than 100 people packed into the Robert L. Taylor Center Monday to make their voices heard. The conversation held as tensions are high between law enforcement and communities across the nation. Pastor Kelvin Lumpkin says some left feeling satisfied, others with unanswered questions.
I think maybe the chief might have answered some questions to their satisfaction. Might have still been some lingering questions, but then towards the end, things got a little heated.
Because you give ice cream on Monday, Tuesday, and you chase their ass down on Wednesday, Thursday. Which one is going to be?
Just one of many frustrated comments directed at Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette Pino, who defended the department.
I actually expect more from the officers than you do. I expect them to follow the law and treat people with dignity and respect because they represent me. They represent all law enforcement.
And at the end of the conversation, she handed out her business card, encouraging people to contact her with concerns. Noticeably absent from the meeting was the sheriff's office, a fact that bothered Greg Cruz of Answer Suncoast.
Just the fact that he doesn't even want to meet with us just shows that there's a problem and a breakdown in communication.
Plus, Cruz worries the conversation won't lead to a tangible difference.
There was nothing definite that was said that they would specifically change or try to change or look into to try to change.
Cruz says the community plans to protest to enact that change. But Pastor Lumpkin asks the community to express their concerns civilly before taking action. He attends police community meetings and says they're often empty.
I think with the pain of the past, it can be hard to have civil communication, but we've got to work at it. We've got to do it because we're in this boat together.
While Sarasota's chief of police wasn't available to speak on camera today, she did tell us the meeting was productive. Scott?
1, 2, 3, look at you!
Show of support today at Sarasota Police Department, a group releasing white doves there. Meg Osborne, the owner of Sarasota Dove Release, and her 14-year-old son Cody stopped by the police station to show their appreciation for the officers, their hard work, and a symbol of peace as well. After the release, the group handed out blue ribbons in support of SPD. Fire heavily damages a house in Charlotte County. Firefighters were called to a home on Green Gulf Boulevard in Punta Gorda around 8 o'clock this morning. Crews found flames coming from the back of the two-story wood frame home. Within 2 hours, the fire was under control. No one was home at the time. The state fire marshal is now investigating to determine what sparked that fire. With temperatures setting new records and reaching triple digits in some cities across the country, concerns are also rising with news of children dying in hot cars. The scorching heat is being blamed for at least 11 deaths, including 4 this past Friday. One case in Dallas involved the death of a 2-year-old boy who was left in a car as his family attended church. He's the 23rd child to die this year in a hot car. General Motors is hoping new technology might prevent future tragedies like this.
It was put in place just to remind the driver to take a quick look in the back seat.
Safety experts have a simple message: look before you lock. They also suggest putting something in the back seat like your cell phone or a purse to help remind you of a child or pet that may be traveling in the car with you. Great tip there. And it was another hot day here on the Suncoast, but some cooling rain for some. Let's get the latest with Bob Harrigan.
Speaking of heat, we're going to see heat indices up to about 105 degrees each afternoon as a result of a little bit more sunshine. Not as many storms around to cool us down over the next couple of days at least. And it looks like right now that rain is starting to break up a little bit into Sarasota. We had some bigger storms near Venice and also near Osprey Palmer Ranch. And notice now the general trend for that activity is to wind down. But we have another line developing behind it and to the east near Mayaca City. Right now the rain from Lakewood Ranch southward down to Fruitville and places to the south into Bee Ridge Road. We're getting some rainfall now at the Meadows, stretching up to 17th Street Ballpark there, and then down to our south, a few showers near Port Charlotte and into Northport. All this activity moving off to the northwest. Looks like we'll see just a few scattered storms for this evening, and then generally fair skies anticipated. We'll have more in the forecast coming up in a few minutes. Scott.
All right, Bob, thank you. ISIS is claiming responsibility for an attack in France where an elderly priest was killed. The attack happened early this morning. Police say 2 men walked into a Catholic church in northern France during Mass and held the priest, 2 nuns, and 2 churchgoers hostage. The 84-year-old priest was killed and the other hostages were then freed. One of them was seriously hurt. The 2 attackers were later killed by police. The French president calls the priest's murder a, quote, cowardly assassination. We're learning more about the Syrian man who detonated a bomb outside of a music festival in southern Germany on Sunday. 15 people were hurt in Ansbach, 3 of them seriously. The bomber, who has not been named, was the only one killed. Authorities say the bomber was a 27-year-old Syrian who entered Germany 2 years ago. He had applied for asylum but was rejected about a year ago. He was not sent back to Syria as German policy does not allow rejected applicants to return to war zones. A security scare in downtown Miami. The Miami police headquarters had to be evacuated this morning because of a suspicious package. A bag was found at a walkway near the front entrance. The department's bomb squad detonated that package about an hour later, and workers were allowed back inside. Investigators did not find any explosives, and the evacuation lasted about 2 hours. It's unknown still what was inside that package. Nearly 1 million people are now on Florida's Do Not Call list. More than 928,000 numbers have been added since 2012 when Agriculture Commissioner Adam Putnam worked with the legislature to remove the fee to join. Floridians who do not want to get sales calls or texts can have their phone numbers included on the list. It is illegal for solicitors to call or text numbers on the list, and they can be penalized up to $10,000 per violation. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, new travel destinations, the 3 new flights that will soon be available at a Southwest Florida airport. Plus, training that can save lives, where you can go here on the Suncoast to get certified in CPR.
From a baby's first steps to walking your daughter down the aisle, so many of life's precious moments are spent on our feet, and every step you take contributes to a healthier heart. By walking briskly for just 30 minutes a day, you can lower your risk for heart disease and stroke. So join us and take the first step to a healthier, longer life. The American Heart Association. Life. Life is why.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Just because someone grows older, does that mean they have to grow apart from their friends or from the things they love to do? With Right at Home, it doesn't. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to help with personal care, housekeeping, meals, and most of all, staying engaged in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Are you ready to go?
Oh, I sure am.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Dog days of summer got you down? Beat the heat with huge summer savings during the summer clearance event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. You'll feel cooler than ever when you drive away in a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999, or take home a stylish new Jeep Renegade for just $18,599. How about a new 2016 Jeep Patriot for just $14,999? Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Looks like we're getting another new neighbor.
Now you could be the millionaire next door. Play Monopoly Florida Edition scratch-off games with a top prize of $5 million. The Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Come uncork your inner artist at Painting with a Twist. Bring your favorite bottle of wine and appetizers and enjoy an evening out with friends to celebrate any special occasion. It's perfect for a girls' night out, birthday parties, or a fun date night. Painting with a Twist offers 2 or 3 hour classes that are instructed by local artists, and there is no experience required. We now have 2 convenient locations in Sarasota and Bradenton. Visit our website to view our calendar and schedule your next party today.
A medical emergency disrupts a community conversation in Newtown last night. ABC 7's Alex Redmond joins us now with how police officers' actions affected the outcome. Alex.
Thank you, Scott. You hope the situation never arises, but if someone needs CPR or basic life support, consider what may happen if no one knows how to perform it. A community conversation at Robert L. Taylor Community Center turns from this.
Law enforcement is not a perfect type of organization because we're human beings. We make mistakes. We sometimes do things wrong.
To this.
We need EMS. Could somebody call for EMS?
Sarasota police officer Jason Frank says he and fellow officers didn't hesitate when they observed a gentleman go into medical distress.
From what I can remember, he did grasp at his chest, but after that he was pretty much stiff, which we had some trouble lowering him to the ground out of the chair.
Officer Frank says they checked for a pulse.
But we did not have a pulse, and immediately we began chest compressions.
Sarasota Police Chief Bernadette DePino says all SPD officers are certified in CPR.
It's really important for us to have that training so that we can help citizens in our community that may have heart attacks or have drowned.
Chief DePino says she updated her CPR training last month.
And some of the officers last night were actually training there with me. Captain Stanish was right next to me when training, and she actually got to use it and help save a life last night.
Registered nurse Julia Tierney teaches basic life support and advanced cardiac life support at Sarasota Memorial Hospital and in the community.
The individuals that would be CPR certified would be anybody within the community that would be responding to any other individuals. That would be police officers, fire individuals. That would be anybody within employees within community organizations.
You may be in a crowded venue like a gym, a concert hall, or maybe even a town meeting, and then all of a sudden somebody is in distress.
It is absolutely important that anybody have the ability to be able to perform CPR to an infant from the moment that they are born, literally, until the moment that someone passes away.
You can't really express it in words. It's more of a feeling. I mean, that gentleman got to go home. His wife was there, and she observed that all of us working just as we would for anyone, just as I would expect someone to do for me and my family.
CPR and AED or automatic external defibrillator classes are offered at several venues in Sarasota and Manatee County, including Sarasota Memorial Hospital and the YMCA's. We'll have a link for you at mysuncoast.com.
So what's involved in getting certified for CPR?
You know, it's such a simple thing. It is just a few hours of your time, and it really only costs anywhere from $20, maybe up to $75. So would you pay $75 or as little as $20 in a couple of hours of your time to possibly save a life?
Yeah, and bring a friend so maybe they can save yours too.
Bring a friend,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right, thank you, Alex. Let's get over to Bob for another check on our weather right now. Bob?
Yeah, I'll tell you what a great story. Great job, Jason Frank there, officer. I know him quite well for many, many years. Geckos, State Road 70. Get a look at this, a rainbow last night as some storms were moving through that area. Mark Duran getting this and sending it on in to pics at mysuncoast.com. Appreciate that one. And this is a Punta Gorda webcam showing at 3 o'clock this afternoon, looking pretty good. But as we move through time, you start to see some showers around, and it looks like that activity is widely scattered. However, it's been picking up in places across the Suncoast now along I-75 near Lakewood Ranch. Some showers and storms there. The line that you see right there kind of moving through Venice and Osprey and then kind of breaking up as it head toward Siesta Key. Still some heavier rainfall hanging on there right along I-75 near the Meadows and then places to the west and near downtown Sarasota. This is again near the Meadows and then Kensington Park, 17th Street Ballpark there getting some heavier rainfall all the way out to I-75. And then down south near Northport, some showers near Murdoch as well. Hillsborough Boulevard getting some rainfall. Mayaca City, a few lightning strikes outside of the rain area, so keep that in mind. And Bethany also getting some rain. All this kind of pushing to the west-northwest, and it is widely scattered. And looks like right now into Anna Maria Island, not much going on there as that shower activity has kind of broken apart before it is going to reach you. Currently, we have partly cloudy to mostly fair skies. At the airport, it's 92 degrees. Winds are out of the west at 10. The pressure 30.02 inches. And the high today was 94. And we're going to see temperatures a little bit above average over the next several days. More sunshine around as a result of that drier air. And the record high 97 degrees set in 1923. 4.65 inches for the month thus far at the airport, and that's 2 inches below average. 94 current temperature at the Orlando airport, 90 in Miami, and temperatures where it's rained, it's cooled down a little bit. 85 in Northport Wauchula at 85 degrees, and still 92 at the Sarasota Braden Airport. You can see that dry little slice of air moving through on our scale here from the Bahamas down to the Caribbean. Well, that's going to be in line, I think, over the upcoming days, and then eventually we will see a tropical upper atmospheric trough move on through, it looks like, which will kind of give us a chance for some severe weather to break out over the weekend with some of the cells will start to pop back up. And as far as the future RPM model forecast goes, look for a few scattered storms in the afternoon and evening on into Wednesday, Thursday. There'll be a few around, not many. Rain chance, again, dropping a little bit below our seasonal average for this time of year. Temperatures around the U.S. over the next 24 to 48 hours, a little bit cooler than it has been. Still hot, though, in St. Louis. This is a forecast high for Wednesday. In Dallas, 92 in Atlanta, but notice Washington cooling down a little bit. Boston as well in the low 80s there. Cleveland will be a high of 85 tomorrow. And then that heat wave, again, mainly in the southeast into the central U.S. For boaters, winds will be out of the east, switching to the south at 10 knots. Seas will be 1 to 2 feet. A light chop in the bays and inland waters. Water temperature now at 89 degrees, and the UV index at 10 will be high for area beaches. So load up on the sunscreen. High tide upcoming at 6:43, another one at 6:48 tomorrow morning, and sunset will be at 8:22. So tonight, isolated showers, a few thunderstorms, mostly fair, 76 for a low. Tomorrow, heat index up near 100 to 105 degrees, a 30% chance for late day storms, 92 for a high, and the extended forecast does call for better chances for rain. As I mentioned, with that low moving overhead on the weekend, we could see a little stronger cells both on Saturday and Sunday. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Let's get another check on Suncoast Traffic Watch. Right now, we have reports of a crash in Manatee County. It's on US 41, right at State Road 64, and it does appear, as you can see, to be impacting traffic, especially those heading to the east. A federal judge is granting preliminary approval to a $15 billion settlement over Volkswagen's emissions cheating scandal. The deal would settle consumer lawsuits and government allegations the company's diesel engines cheated on U.S. emissions tests. The terms require Volkswagen to spend up to $10 billion buying back or repairing about 475,000 Volkswagens and Audi vehicles. The company would also have to pay the owners of those vehicles $5,000 to $10,000 each. A final decision is expected by October. In about 3 months, Punta Gorda Airport will offer a lot more flight options. This fall, Frontier Airlines will become the second commercial carrier in Charlotte County, joining Allegiant Air. Frontier will begin service to 3 cities. The airline will offer nonstop round trips to Chicago, Philadelphia, and Trenton, New Jersey, although not every day. The flights will be offered starting in late October. Punta Gorda Airport expects to serve more than 1 million passengers this year. Well, from traps to tranquilizers, Longboat Key officials hope the new method will help remove some pesky peacocks from the island. But some residents living in the village section of Longboat Key have some mixed feelings about removing most of these birds. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo joins us now with more on the process. Dwayne?
Well, that's right, Scott. These peacocks have lived on Longboat Key for over half a century. But now their days on the island may be numbered.
Male peacocks and female peahens are known to be pretty birds, but on part of Longboat Key, they have an ugly reputation.
Well, I'm not fond of them at all.
Resident Wayne Burgess has lived here for a little over a year and says the neighborhood is overrun by dozens of these peacocks.
They make a mess in the driveways. They will roost in the yards if no one's around.
And for some, there's another unexpected problem.
Snowbirds stop in the middle of the street because there's a peacock there, and they want to take pictures of it.
So the town of Longboat Key decided to use traps in the beginning of the year to remove most of the peacocks. Now they're opting for a more expensive and efficient approach.
So this month we started, finally tranquilizing peacocks. So basically now there's no traps out.
Once tranquilized, the birds are relocated to natural environments.
Let's capture and relocate all the females and leave about 10 to 12 males if we could to still have the peacocks in the village. Everybody has a different number. A lot of the villagers said they estimated 100 or more than that.
Some folks living here don't mind the peacocks at all. They say they have a right to be here just like everyone else.
I prefer they wouldn't actually remove them. Like I said, I don't see any problem with the peacocks. People that moved here know that they're around here.
Resident Christopher Carmen has lived here for more than 2 decades. He doesn't like the idea of relocating peacocks in the neighborhood, saying other than the occasional loud noises,
it's like a haw, haw, haw.
They're really not as big of a problem. Some say they are.
No, after living here for all this time, you get used to it, and it's actually one of the benefits of living here, actually having the birds so we can enjoy them.
Now, officials say at this point they've caught 41 peacocks. They also estimate that there are about 20 to 25 remaining. Scott, back to you.
All right, Dwayne, thank you. Entertainment news is next. Stay with us.
At 6:30, ABC brings you news from around the world, and now ABC 7 brings you more in-depth coverage of the stories making news on the Sun Coast. Join your Sun Coast news team for the all-new ABC 7 News 7.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Florida Studio Theater presents The Roommate by Jen Silverman, now playing through August 7th. Brooklyn meets Iowa City when Sharon finds a sensible roommate, but it's far from what she expected. Don't miss what critics are saying is laugh out loud funny, with unexpected turns and emotional depth. The Roommate is now playing through August 7th. Purchase tickets now by calling 941-366-9000 or visiting floridastudiotheater.org.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
We've been slow smoking over oak for more than 45 years. And while sticking to tried and true traditions is kind of our thing, it doesn't hurt to throw something new in the smoker every now and then. Come get some slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Order them as an appetizer or as part of a combo with pork, baby back ribs, or both, starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, it's all about getting more for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. Stop by to see our new state-of-the-art showroom today, and you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet, a new 2016 Subaru Forester, for just $229 a month, complimentary maintenance included, at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
A British film company is coming clean about an accident that caused actor Harrison Ford to break his leg. The company, Foodles Production, pleaded guilty in court hearing today. In June of 2014, Ford was struck by a hydraulic door on one of the sets. He had to be airlifted to a hospital for surgery. Prosecutors say the door could have killed someone. Production on the film was suspended for about 2 weeks after that accident. Harrison was 71 years old at the time. Keisha Knight Pullman and her husband, Ed Hartwell, are calling it quits after just 6 months of marriage. The former NFL player has filed for divorce and requested Knight Pullman take a paternity test. Just last week, she announced that they were expecting their first child together, a girl. 36-year-old is best known for her child role as Rudy Huxtable on The Cosby Show. Willie Nelson is launching a new music festival in Pennsylvania this fall. The first Outlaw Music Festival will take place September 18th in Scranton. The event will feature performances from Neil Young, Sheryl Crow, Leanne Womack, and others. More performers will be announced at a later date. The remake of The Magnificent Seven will be the opening film at the Toronto International Film Festival. That movie stars Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt. The festival will also include premieres of Arrival with Amy Adams and Jeremy Renner, as well as Deepwater Horizon starring Mark Wahlberg. The annual festival is considered a launching pad as Hollywood's awards season. It runs from September 8th through the 18th. More news and weather are just ahead. Stay with us.